one of our BuzzWorthy Literacy Phonics lessons. Many of our lessons follow the same format. The one I'm going to model for you is the EA vowel team. So here is our EA vowel team. Each lesson comes with a very brief lesson plan format showing you the activities that you're going to work through. I'm going to work through all pieces of the EA lesson, just showing little examples of each activity and how you may do that activity with your student to provide the best instruction. So the goal of these activities are to reinforce EA vowel team instruction or also provide your student with that direct instruction. Our phonics lessons follow the sequence in the Recipe for Reading book. You can purchase Recipe for Reading online through Amazon if you like, but that is the phonetic sequence we follow in creating these lessons. The goal is also that each of our phonics lessons contains activities in all areas of literacy. So there will be a phonological awareness activity supporting the EA vowel team, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, comprehension, and then a writing piece as well. Our first activity is our phonological awareness activity. Phonological awareness is just intended to access that auditory pathway for our students. So this activity will focus on changing the initial sound in a word, and all of our words contain the EA vowel team. So the student will not see any print. They're just going to be using that auditory pathway. So the word is beach.
Beach.
Change the B to R.
Reach.
Good. The word is reach.
Reach.
Change the R to T.
Teach.
Good. The word is teach.
Teach.
Change the T to P.
Peach.
Awesome job. So I would continue on through the 10 prompts that are written out for here for you as the student manipulates that initial sound in the word. Our next activity is working on phonics, and that is an EA Scrabble activity. So you would have the student cut out all their little Scrabble tiles, and they will work to spell each of the words that contain the EA vowel team. So our first word is treat.
Treat.
Yep, let's spell treat. Another trick you can teach your student if you're working on EA vowel team is that a lot of our EA words are related to a meal, like treat and eat and meat and feast and pee, or water, like stream and beach and sea and leak. Treat. Tr.
Oh.
There you go.
Tre.
Eat. Good. So she would place these up here on the line, like so. And you could obviously have your student glue those on. And treat is something we eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then we're gonna add up our total points. So also working on a little math here. So let's do our double first, 3 and 3, yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13
Awesome,
points.
write your total. So the student can continue on working on spelling those words with the EA vowel team. Your next activity is another phonics activity. So this one, the student is actually just spelling those words. So I'm going to prompt the student by telling them what the picture is and have them write that word. You could use little poppers here to help the student segment the sounds before spelling. So we've seen these, so I can have her pop out her sounds. So the first word is beach. What are our sounds in beach?
B-E-ach. Beach.
Good, let's write it.
B-E.
Good, EA vowel team. And beach is a water word. Good job. This word is pointing to his
Ear.
ear. How many sounds?
E-er.
Good. 2. Nice. So we could continue on, and then this is just something additional you could pull in to help with that segmentation if needed. Our next activity is fluency. So you will be provided with 4 fluency pyramids. These pyramids all contain the EA vowel team and previous phonetic concepts that are in Recipe for Reading. So this is very sequential, setting the student up for success. The pyramids are intended to help build fluency. So the student starts at the top of the pyramid reading one word at a time, and we add on one word for each line, and then eventually they fluently read that sentence at the end. So we're going to model with one of our pyramids, but you'll have a total of 4 to build that fluency.
We will snake.
Ooh, EA says E, so sn.
Eek, we will sneak, and we will sneak and have, we will sneak and have tea, we will sneak and have tea by, we will sneak and have tea by the, we will sneak and have tea by the sea.
Awesome job. Read me the last line one more time.
We will sneak and have tea by the beach.
By the
Sea.
sea. Good job. So again, you'll have a total of 4 different pyramids for your student to read. The next activity is a creative writing activity. So this one, the directions are the student will create a story about a special dinner using as many of the EA words as they can. We also have little prompts here to get the student started, like who was or is it your dinner? Are you eating at home, a restaurant, or outside? Are you celebrating anything special? And then they have EA words: eat, meal, crab meat, pea, tea, bean. So again, a lot of our EA words are related to a meal or water. So we're trying to reinforce that with this writing activity. So the student can be a little creative here. And then after that, you have a page for illustration where the student would illustrate the story that they wrote. And then we will have a vocabulary activity supporting an EA word that might be a new vocabulary word for the student. So we chose the word heap with a spot for you to give the student a definition of the word. They can then come up with a synonym for heap. What things might you find in a heaping pile? So having them make those real life connections. What is something you would want a heaping pile of? And what is something you would not want a heaping pile of? So a heap is when you have like a big pile of something. What is something you would want a big heaping pile of?
Cupcake.
Oh, cupcakes. What is something you would not want a heaping pile of? You know what mine is? Dirty laundry. Oh, what is?
Mine's dirt.
Dirt. And then the student would use the word in a sentence. And then that last activity that we have is a word search with EA words. So I think it's important to always enforce that reading as much as we can. So prior to the word search, I would have the student go through and read the words. So let's read a few.
Trick.
EA says E.
Tree.
Ear.
Tear.
Tear.
Tear. Team. Each. Here.
Good. So I would have her read through all of these words first, and then we would highlight them. So our first word is tear. And as the student is looking for that word, I tell them to keep saying it. It's helping to make that connection in the brain. So I want you to say tear as we are looking. And when the student locates it, they can either circle it or highlight it. And then tear. We could even have them spell it out loud. How do we spell tear?
T-E-A-R, tear.
Good. I can pull in another extension. How many sounds in tear?
Ear. 2.
Oh, E-er.
3.
You try it again.
E-er.
Good. Did you hear that now?
Yeah.
3 sounds to work on that phoneme segmentation as well. So that is a brief overview of one of our phonics activities. All of our activities in our bundles follow this same format. So I hope this helps. Thanks so much.